Michael André Ford here in Texas. I help you meet, hear, feel, see angels and other cosmic or universal or just other unconditional love beings, figures. Everything is direct. You get a very special, miraculous experience. That's full on seeing, again, full on hearing, any answers to any questions. I'm not sure people appreciate that after doing this for 15 years, mostly giving away my services in the past. Uh, you can have any answer to any question. So imagine what that means for career purposes, for health purposes, for relationships, for where to go on vacation. And imagine what it would mean for the world if mankind simply wanted to pay a little more attention. That's all. Mankind getting out of thinking, getting out of knowing. We have everything locked up tight, narratives, knowing, the type of knowing that precludes possibility. That concrete type of thinking isn't actually that real. You're going to find that out with one story, one event, historical, whether it's in America or outside of America. You're going to find that what you thought you once knew might not be so true anymore. And that can be a shock in the same way that you might find out we're not the only casino on the Vegas Strip when it comes to the universe. We're surrounded by loving beings, but the whole concept of love is not to interfere, but to allow us to have our own experience. It's the only way we can learn. And one of the ways our brain and humanity and organized thinking and organized, I don't like to call it control, but just logos, reason, rationale, the ego, fear, thinking. Thinking likes to limit everything. It likes to take a Polaroid snapshot. It likes to know to the preclusion of possibilities so that you feel safe and everything is just dampened down, shrunk so that you're not experiencing true love and the flow of the universe. So let me back up. Love's the fabric of the universe, and that's that much that I've learned. I've been helping people, a few thousand folks in the last 15 years. I've taken photos of angels. People can group see angels, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Kuan Yin, a light being named Grace, and it goes on and on. Hundreds of figures. Fairies exist. I know that can be tough. So I have photos, and the photos will move and change color. If they're in uh, light energy form, actual angel named Joy. Here's my guardian angel named Min. These photos can move and change color. Historical photos, which we know cannot possibly move, move. So this is bigger than anything, any one organization, any institute, any person's thinking. You can try to grasp this as much as you want, and you're going to get like this far. I tried grasping angels for 2 years, and I got this far. They exist, trust that this is so, and then your answers, hugs, and much more will come. Now, the hugs are wonderful. There's 1,000 ways to feel a hug, just energy bump, goosebumps on the left arm, whoosh down the back, yummy in the tummy, and so on. And the hugs can become healing. So there's a lot of aspects to this. This is the universe with the full volume up. You can get information about your past lives or concurrent lives if you want to be more accurate about it. You can pretty much get any backstory filled in. You can dust off your unique life vibrational path that you're on right now, and you can live more fully, which just means being here more. This is where all the action happens. This is where all the fun happens. You're here to love more and allow more, and that is one of the things that the ego, it's like Julie McCoy with a clipboard at a Love Boat. The ego has a million other things you should be doing. You could be like, well, Mike, you're right, absolutely right. We'll start in 2 weeks. In 2 years from now, you never started. The ego will come up with a million other detours, and the ego's job is to help you stay stuck. The ego's job is not to be efficient. The ego's job is not to help you spend your energy wisely. Ego is a waste of life. Ego is a waste of energy. Ego is negativity itself, although you won't always see it that way. And you're not losing ego. So rather than view it as a total Debbie Downer, view ego as a reminder for something. Whatever that reminder could be, that's up to you. To breathe more, to smile more, to love more. This isn't about gaining anything or losing anything either. Move past seeing the negative on that. So this is kind of cryptic. This is about just being in your heart, breathing more, smiling more, to be or not to be. Not to be. This is unconsciousness, fear, worry, stress, knowing something that precludes possibility. We all do that. We absolutely know something. The more we're successful, the more we're having difficulty or failing on certain stuff, or not performing, or not having a good time and complaining about it, the more we're pretty sure we know our situation. In fact, it's always love is such a big constant and it's in and around you. It doesn't take a near-death experience, a health crisis, a divorce, a job layoff, or something traumatic to point the way to greater harmony with the universe, but that's often the case. So let me back up and let's just try to make this as easy as possible. You can actually meet an angel, sit with the angel. You can sit like this in your mind's eye. You can actually have an interdimensional trip for 7 minutes. You can feel like it's 20 minutes in Hawaii, India, Tibet, Middle East, off-world if you want. And when you hang out, there can be a ceremony. It could be just Q&A. You can go surfing with that angel or angels, as is often the case in Hawaii. You don't need to know how to surf. You just know how to do it. And I guess that's kind of the metaphor for everything else. You actually are totally skilled at everything. You just don't know it. It doesn't mean you're going to be Peyton Manning and suddenly a quarterback playing for the Denver Broncos or Indianapolis Colts tomorrow. There's certain things you signed up to do, though, on your unique life path that can be dusted off in a heartbeat. You never left that path, but you've done a lot of thinking and a lot of exploring in ways that you can probably spend a little bit less energy on. So let's back up. You can have any answers to any questions for anything. You just have to ask and you have to do basic listening. Where are you listening from? Not up here. You're listening from the heart. That's the Zen thing, listening without listening. You're just being present and your intuition, which you've had your entire life, that little voice speaks to you. And you might think it's your voice for a few seconds. And the second you let go, you actually get personality coming in from this angel, from that angel, from Archangel Michael, from whoever. And yeah, sometimes it's a good idea to write down your answers. A few days later, you might not remember some of the good material you got. You can get your next book idea and everything else. Now, there's an entire crowd out there that likes to say automatic writing, just as there's a crowd that would say for this angel that happens to be circular, oh, an orb. But here are 4 archangels. There's 3 more off camera. I've got a fairy that's an actual fairy shape. These are not orbs per se. I think that's also just another way to spend years not exploring as fast as you could. Here's a fairy named Ginger. I've got a photo of Tinkerbell. That's awfully hard to accept that Tinkerbell could exist. I mean, I spent 6 months trying to get over the fact that Play-Doh exists or Tinkerbell. Trust me when I say I've done plenty of thinking about all this and it's gotten me again this far. Trust more, worry less. Smile more, think less. I've been told a million of these. So I'm here to just try to remind you that you already have all the abilities. So if there's a particular medium or psychic medium or psychic or whatever I'm supposed to say, there's a million titles. And I love all these titles. So don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining here. A million people do a million different things. There's a tendency, whether it's your rock star, your author, hey, I wish I could write a book like you, the poet that you like, I wish I could write poetry like you. We're human beings. We tend to operate through the brain and through a very narrow lens, narrow focus, and even a filter that blocks out what's really happening for us, around us, within us, and all the potentiality that is in each moment as you just breathe, smile, and relax. So you can connect to these figures directly. You can have any answers to any questions. You don't have to, I once in a while get a certain type of person who will be like, well, I don't have any questions. And that's okay. You don't have to have any questions. You can just be like, what do I need to know? And if you only ask that for the rest of your life, what do I need to know today? What do I need to do next? What do I need to know for this week? Angels have a long, long list of stuff they want to get you. They're also extremely patient. They know you inside and out. They know your tendencies. They've been with you every second and every footstep of your path. They're non-judgmental. That doesn't mean if you accidentally started a fire in the backyard and crisped half the place, they're not going to comment on it. It could be a funny comment. It could be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't have lit the match. So the bottom line is there's unlimited assistance for you for any given front. I don't know if humanity's got the ability yet to appreciate how big this is. That means science can get their answers. A person would just have to want to pay attention. We'll do it this way. There's a group that wants to discover if there are other beings in this universe. Are we alone? I think we've got that answer like down pat. But for those who are still wondering, you can just meet those galactic figures now, and you can meet them full on. You can see ships in the air. You can see lights. It's not defense contractors running around with gravitic propulsion that they poached from off-world. This is non-human, love and above, the fun crowd, not all the narrative stuff, not the disclosure crowd, not the uptight drama, fear, I got kidnapped and tested. This is the actual what's really happening. Mankind is ready for more love, compassion, and some fun. You're ready for some more compassion, fun, and your answers if you're watching this. And so I'm just here to try to reassure you that picture having big brothers, big sisters, a couple uncles, and a couple grandfathers, grandmothers, and an aunt who are all super groovy, super fun. And you walk into your house, your apartment, and the apartment somehow has a patio and there's a backyard and there's a beautiful barbecue going on. You walk into that backyard and you've got a lot of just wisdom, elders. You can ask anything. You can have a hot dog. You can have a steak, whatever we're talking about. You can have a beer. You can have tea. Whatever your cup of tea is, you can do it. But as you're sipping tea, what conversation would you want to have? These folks are literally beyond time, beyond thinking. I cannot emphasize enough how much of not a burden that thinking is, but thinking clouds a lot of stuff. It wastes a lot of energy and time. And unfortunately, we're going to keep doing it forevermore. It's not in the cards for humans to ditch thinking just yet. So, as one angel put it, named Charlotte, she said 7% less thinking a day is the Olympic gold medal. Here's Charlotte. She's one of my business managers. I've seen her at an Austin Starbucks in Northwest Austin as a human, full-on human, drinking the coffee at a Starbucks. I was meeting with my book editor, and she was drinking the coffee. And I asked the important questions. Did she actually drink the coffee while she was here? And the answer was yes. So there you go. And again, you can meet angels in full on human form. Let's look at Dr. Karen Wyatt. She's been on a few times, I think 2 or 3 times. She gave me permission to run about a 10-minute clip from one of those videos, and I stuck that up on as many of my social media platforms as possible. I think I repurposed it then and put it in the short clips section of my YouTube channel, which just hit 1 million views. Unfortunately, it's not 1 million views for the actual APL show, Angels, Positivity, and Love, and then the APL Spotlight series and the Mind, Body, Spirit panels. It's more the shorts, but hey, we'll take 1 million views if you're going to give us 1 million views. So I really appreciate it. And I should do a quick public service announcement. Please like, subscribe. We're getting close to 3,000 subscribers. I'd love it if you subscribe. And if you know anyone who can simply permit the universe to be as it already is, get them over to this channel, because if you're nervous about any of this stuff, watch the guests. 95% of the guests on the show are taking some sort of step, and I'll have to take some steps. I love not talking like I've just been doing for all of 15 minutes here, 12 minutes, but actually doing. It's wonderful to talk. We got to talk. If I could sign a contract and not talk, I'd love to just be spending my time putting light on my hands. You see light on your hands. You see light flowing between you and your sister, your twin, your best friend, your co-soccer player on the same team. There's light everywhere. In fact, everything is made of light. But let's not sound too hokey here. So let me light some sage. And this is all like, I'm trying to keep my enthusiasm tamped down right now. It's unbelievable how much potentiality there is for mankind, but mankind would have to actually want to pay attention. Mankind's kind of like the thinker and like, woe is me, woe is me. Mankind's choosing war. It's choosing waste, fraud, abuse, control, censorship, digital ID, you name it. And it is so much bigger than that. If mankind really wanted to pay attention, I asked one other big picture question like 10 or 12 years ago. An angel named Dale said mankind could, if everybody on planet Earth wanted to listen, just simple listening, how fast could we all consciously expand? The answer was 3 hours. Now, it was like 10 to 14 years ago, but I'm still hopeful. And that's why you're here. Let's catch some sage. I'm going to light some sage. You can smell it through 2 screens. It's not hypnotism. It's not this. It's not a suggestion. It's not whatever. I'm trying to think of anything. I don't get a lot of skepticism or critics. It's kind of cool. And we have balls of light flying by all the time during the show, just with me. We have other shapes of light as well. Joy flew over like 3 Christmases ago. You can see that one as a figure right above my head. That was a really cool one. And I think what all this is, wherever you trip on this or have some resistance or say, but, or how could that be? How can there be an angel named Charlotte? How could there be an angel named Rebecca? That's four balls of light in there. And she's from way, way out where music came from, way past Andromeda, Orion, the Pleiades, where Lyrans live, and so on. And you can meet all those sorts of galactic figures as well. Wherever you're stumbling is usually where there's a little bit of a lesson. There's more growth for you. So relax about all this. The absolute guaranteed thing that's going to happen is your ego is going to come up to keep you safe because it has no idea what we're talking about. I got a huge glare going on here. I wish I could say it's great lighting, and it is, and I'm squinting a little, but so be it. Here's a little bit of sage. I'm going to light it. You can catch it through 2 screens. We do this a lot on the show, and why the show is so great is first, you get somebody from around the world who's got an incredible way of living. I love every single person and how they're rolling with their life if they're coming on the show. There's a few folks who don't take any steps, and that's okay. Maybe on their fourth visit, they'll realize it's safe and they can take the steps. You could be a painter and an artist, but you don't want to meet Picasso. You could have been into the NFL and the Patriots for your whole life, but you refuse to meet Tom Brady. What else could I say? Something like that. That happens all the time, and I am just stupefied by it, but I can't worry about it. There's always something else to be doing and to try to help out. So here's the sage. Give yourself a break. And my only rule or structure for any of this, meeting an angel, anything else, is just set your intent. So ask angels to get you out of your head into your heart. Own it with an amen, a rock and roll, a thank you, Om Saram if you're from India. Smell some sage. Could be campfire smell. When you get the sage, close your eyes. Red-tailed hawk feather. Catch some sage, close your eyes, and allow angels to bring you flowers. Might be wisteria, roses, lavender. We've had everything by now. Again, watch the show. Usually it's towards the end of the show, but sometimes I jump the gun early, halfway through. I've tried to timestamp bookmark those a little bit, but not too much. I don't want to take away from the part of the guest and what their life has been about. They're sharing a lot of wisdom, a lot of lessons learned. I think everything they've learned always applies to us. Catch some sage, leave your eyes on it if you need to. Ask angels to bring you a little bit of sage. Let go, let go, let go. No try Yoda. Here, I'll block me. I'll do Yoda's voice for you. Do not. There is no try. Okay, if you're laughing, you're letting go. That's why I tell dad jokes. That is probably the biggest area I've had criticism is, hey, you're like the children's book author of spirituality. You don't take stuff seriously. And I think that's perhaps a good critique. I don't know. Humor's really important, though. If you listen to angels and you listen to galactic figures, humor's love, laughter's love. So if you're laughing, you're letting go. If you're laughing, you're in your heart. If you're smiling, you're letting go. There's 40 million ways to be in the heart, but the brain has 40 trillion ways to be serious. I'm level 333 after 4,000 seminars at this institute. So I'm spiritually approved as a 97.7% whatever practitioner. None of that helps. All the metaphysical learning that you've done isn't going to help you to let go, to just be here and breathe and be and smile and do direct seeing and get your hand held and get any answers. You just have to kind of be past the duality thing, be innocence itself. You gotta enjoy this light right now. If I lean back a little. Okay, let's show a little bit of light. You're gonna get another dad joke. I'll make it a holiday dad joke. Christmas tree is up way early this year. That's okay. I just busted my chops for 2 days doing the lights outside and the tree inside. I'll show a little bit of light here though. And you're gonna get a dad joke that happens to be seasonally related. Santa's reindeer, Blitzen Dancer, just those two. Why do they drink so much coffee? Because they're Santa's Starbucks. So I'll put my fingers up. It'll be like out of the movie Celestine Prophecy this way. But as Sue Frederick, a guest on the show, said in 2024, who was around in the 70s, hey, we were doing this before the movie ever did it. We were doing this before the movie even existed. And in India, they do it this way. I'm going to stand up. You can see a film and a light between my fingers. It'll be blue, green, yellow, 15 colors at once, a wisp, clear. If it's blue, green, and gray, the gray is like a blanket. So breathe more, be in your heart more. Have that blanket removed, and you'll see purple or magenta. Just breathe, relax, ask angels to get you out of your head into your heart. You're seeing with all of you, you're seeing without seeing. Your heart is already seeing this light on trees, dogs, people, everything. Everything is consciousness and energy. But your brain's job is to keep you rooted, daily in the usual rat race, the grind. Okay, give yourself permission to breathe. Here's one more dad joke. Where in a hospital is the worst place to play hide and seek? Where? In the ICU. Just see a little wispy filament of light. And if you want to put a comment down, you can look, and there's plenty of comments from people. I try to put a few of those on my website. That's a good resource. You can see people, what they've seen, smelled sage, talking to angels. There's 108 testimonials there. The shows themselves are almost basically they are testimonials. So anyone who's a Debbie Downer or doubting Thomas, you're looking at like, I don't know, 600 testimonials, something like that. Okay, catch a little bit of light broader, and you can get an object in there for those seeing it. If not, go take a shower, walk your dog, sing, do the chubby checker, play some music. Let go, let go, let go. Be in your heart, no triota. Always try Archangel Gabriel. This isn't about words. You can see a vortex between my fingers, a ball of light. Two people got cardinals. Two people got phoenixes. We've had ascended masters' faces, to use that expression again, Jesus, and so on. Do it one more time. Breathe, relax. You can put your hands out and treat this like a fireplace. Just feel my energy. I think I've forgotten to say that one for 6 months, but you can just feel the energy. See a little bit of light. Okay. And just type an emoji if you're having fun. An emoji allows other people to see this video and for other people to be a little bit more brave. Okay, I'm going to put this down. I'll put up an angel next. And definitely a lot of these folks are really seasoned teachers. So they're excellent at what they do. These are the guests who come on Angels, Positivity, and Love. My YouTube channel just hit 1 million plus channel views, not show views, unfortunately, but that includes all the shorts. I've done a lot of shorts for like 2 years, and those have piled up, sometimes 10,000 views on a short, 5,000 views, 2,000 views. So it's cool to hit 1 million views. We could use a few more subscribers, though. If you want to help us get to 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, do it. Subscribe. But what's really cool about the channel is we sort of slice through everything. What could be of a higher intent than to feel more love? The hugs you get from angels can become healing. You can have absolutely any answer to any question. You'd have to drink the Kool-Aid, or you'd have to believe the universe is bigger than what mankind says it is. And that whatever mankind says, it's not that it's irrelevant. It's just, what am I going to say? We have an extremely limited blinders on focus no matter what we're talking about. It's why we've done so much harm to the universe, or to the earth, the forests, the water, plants, animals, and so on. There's a lot of good that happens, though, and we have more room for good, more room for kindness, more room for compassion. In fact, we have unlimited growth, because it's kind of like being the kid out of college, no job, never had a job. You're in the parents' basement wondering what to do next. College is finished. That kid has unlimited room for job potential, job growth. So it's kind of cool. We have nowhere to go but up with all this stuff. And that, I mean, like the Tom Hanks keyboard, the frequency stuff. There's just a trillion layers of consciousness. And the second you think you learned something, you're ready for more homework, more lessons, more expansion, more consciousness. That's why getting set on, you experience success. You're a teacher, and now you have regular customers. The point of life isn't necessarily about, it's love what you do what you love, but allow for further growth. The universe typically knows better than us. You signed up for a pretty big path, whether you knew it or not. And there's going to be left turns, right turns, U-turns, and so on. And the more you pay attention, the more you listen, the more you can enjoy the ride. So I think that's the best way to put it all. Okay, here's Joy again. The very first angel I like to introduce people to. Put your hand up, feel her like a fireplace, feel her energy. You might feel sparkle, tingle just on the palm, but not on the fingers, just on the fingers, not on the palm, the whole palm, up and down the arm, going up the arm to your whole body. Try too hard, it might be sparkles on the toes. You might catch a little ball of light going by. She usually shows, let's see, she usually shows, if it's the ceiling, little silver flecks of light, but she's been every color over 15 years. You might get a pink heart, pink flash. Blue sky is always number one for everything. You can do this against the blue sky. A black sweatshirt, a shut-off TV is great. The black makes it pop. Dark gray works too. Blue sky is number one. If you ever see rainbow light, it'll take your breath away. First thing in the morning is great for these recessed lights. Before you know your name, before you know any English, before you've had a thought. It's your most open moment all day. And then after that, it's all downhill. You're going to think a million thoughts. But first thing in the morning, come running out into the living room carefully. Kitchen, bathroom, wherever you have these recessed lights, you're going to see a beach ball of rainbow light, like yay big, around each one of those. It's not every single morning, but when you're wide open, you've just woken up, leave a little sticky. Yeah, a yellow, what are those called? The yellow notepad things that have the adhesive on them. I'm losing my English. Just leave it somewhere as a reminder, and you're like, oh yeah, the lights. Go flip it on, take a look, and it should be like 4th of July for you. I mean, you can have angels make fireworks for you inside the house, outside the house, big or little. You won't burn the house down. And again, there's a lot of interplay. Only you can take your steps. Only you can allow for what you can allow for. And that's the rub here. I'm going to get back to you can be happy now in this very moment for no reason whatsoever. That's a real challenge. There's a lot of us will say, but what about my bank account? But I'm not there yet. But I haven't achieved anything yet. But I'm not a professional soccer player yet. But what about my health condition? But what most of us don't realize is that we're upside down in how we approach everything. We think we need to go have a relationship to be happy. We have to have a career to be happy. The happiness comes from within first, and then everything you touch and everyone you interact with, you're love with, and then you start to really realize where your priorities are. It's love first. It's Scrooge Christmas Carol. I think most of us today are unfortunately Ebenezer in the first 50 pages of the 97-page book. What we forget is in like the last 5 pages, after his little dreamtime thing, if we were sitting by his bed, the whole thing went down in about 15 minutes, but the book stretches it out. And on the other side, in dreamtime, it's a lot longer. I think that Disney animated movie is like 2.5 hours. But we forget how amazing he is by the end of the book. He's a joy giver, a joy bringer. That's all of us. We're filled with potentiality when it comes to joy, love, enthusiasm, caring for ourselves first, self-love first, so our cup is full and we can share excess with others. That's the only way it really works. Ego, thinking, control, better not, safety. I need to tell others how to be, how to behave, how to act. There's only one way to think. All of that stuff is the ego. It's waste of energy. It's negativity. It's the unconsciousness of, it's the global unconscious slipstream that exists, unfortunately, in and around us. But we have a much greater slipstream or flow of love. Love is a constant that's in and around us, like the Force from Star Wars. I'm not going to do Yoda's voice again, but if you could picture Yoda's voice saying, in you, around you, it is. I lied. I'm doing Yoda's voice again. That's love. It's shiny. It's infinite. You're sparkle. You're infinite. The things that you're worrying about aren't as big as you think they are. It's back to the rub. Forget about angels. Forget about galactic figures. Forget about meeting a Pleiadian. Forget about meeting an off-world being, a light being. Forget about meeting God. Forget about meeting Jesus. Forget about the whole spirituality thing. Forget about what I'm trying to offer. And I do have a little book, $7.99, Listening to Angels. It was #1 twice. It might have been #1 a few years ago, but I didn't know how to look that stuff up back then. So it hit #2 a few times. And usually when it hits #2, it sometimes hits #1. But it was both times I was on Coast to Coast AM, and I think it was Omega Institute as well when I was there. And now it hit number one, yay. So it's a number one Amazon book, whatever I'm supposed to say for that, which is great. It's really easy to read. It's 15 minutes. It's 100% written by angels. This is another one where anybody criticizing it, like, there's no way angels wrote it. You wrote it. Then I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's just totally awesome. So it is so fast to read. It's a page and a half electronic. So really like 5 written paragraphs of prologue, a page, page and a half, maybe intro, 5 to 7 pages how to, including describing the 7 angels who stepped forward and provided their photos for you to use. So there's 7 photos in there, or maybe 8. The photos are individually, I think they're $3 on my website. I barely do any business that way right now, but that'll change over time. The appendix is the best part. It's the big picture for mankind. How is it possible that angels are stepping up, that this is accessible to anybody today? Then there's a conclusion, like a page or so, and then there's an epilogue by an angel named Dale that's fabulous. I've even put that on some of my social media pages. But look, back to the big picture. Forget about all this stuff. Forget about getting any help for anything. You want to start a business. You want to know which piece of land you should be purchasing. You have 5 choices. They're all excellent. You have 5 choices. 4 are horrible. 1 is fantastic. You can get help with anything. Geronimo is fantastic to me. But now forget about getting any help, the universe, forget about love, forget about everything else. What are you allowing for daily? That's the rub. That's the crux of it. Your ego doesn't want you to do any self-examination. It definitely doesn't want you to do more love. So if you want to have a quick exercise and be free for all of 5 minutes to 50 seconds, how good are you at offering a hug? Not to me, not to the neighbor, not to the sister, not to the stranger on the train. How good are you at offering a hug to yourself? Just say, ego, hey, give it a good name. Mr. Buttersworth, Mrs. Butterworth, Mr. Higglebotham, Mr. Fittipaldi. Give it an opera name, give it a Formula One race car driver name, give it a Brazilian soccer star name. But you got to do it with love. Ego knows the difference between love and unlove, which it is the embodiment of negativity. Even though I would argue a lot of your thoughts during the day are only like 1% of negative. Don't get caught up on like, oh my God, I'm doing a lot of negativity. It's just more ego to give you more drama, to give you more stuff to worry about. So you do this up here, so you're not here. The whole goal is to kill the clock. If you're a soccer player on the field, it wants you on the bench. It wants to kill the clock. You don't ever get to play soccer. You don't get to have fun. All the fun happens when you're in your heart. So what are you allowing for more daily? That's the great journey for everything in your life. As soon as you realize the only thing that matters is living, loving, allowing more, show love always. Regard others as yourself, self-love. Regard others as yourself, generously and without fixation. Doesn't mean you can't get mad at someone if they cut you off in traffic, but maybe in the next 2 to 10 minutes to 2 to 10 days, if you're a real stubborn person, 2 to 10 months, you can forgive them, forgive yourself for even letting loose. Feel what you feel, do not judge is a pretty powerful statement there. But what are you allowing for more daily? And here's how you can take a step to have more breathing space. Offer your ego a genuine hug. Can I share my love with you? Put a hand on your heart, 2 hands on your heart. Just ask, ego, hey, I love you. Could I give you a hug? Give it a name, though. Give it a great name, Cleopatra. Ask it if it would like a hug, and it's going to be like, no thanks. Negativity cannot accept a hug from love. It's going to vamoose. And if you really know how to do a little bit of love, like if you've ever petted a dog, grown some flowers, said congratulations to someone and meant it, done a happy dance. What else am I saying? Felt a tree, felt nature. There's a million ways to be love. You never lost the ability to love. You've gone through some trauma probably that's convinced you through ego. Hey, I've forgotten how to love. I don't know. I'm never going to find love. Relationship love, relationships, da 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 da. It's details. So details, unconsciousness, ego, worry, fear, stress, judging, knowing the currency of mankind right now, the way we operate as a species. Oy vey, whoops. There's so much violence, control. You have to think this way. We can't appreciate others' opinions or allow things to be as they already are. There's something to be fixed. The earth doesn't need any fixing. There's plenty of beings helping the earth. The earth is helping everyone. Everything is alive more so than you realize. Just appreciate more. That's all. Listen more. You figure that out. Listen, and you can have any answer to any question, but we're not there yet on that. So just allow, be, and less doing. Slow down the doing, slow your roll. I think mankind is consumed with doing, action, tearing down, building, this, that. The one little ingredient that would help is just grow your awareness, grow here. This is where all the fun happens, the appreciation, the allowing, the attention, the mindfulness in the moment, the now. Eckhart Tolle, Esther Hicks, the law of attraction stuff. Pay attention to where you're putting yourself. Where you put your focus is where you put your focus. I love surfing metaphors. I love the water. I'm a bodyboarder, but I love all the surfing metaphors because as you turn your body, that's where you go on the board. And that's the metaphor in life. Where you put your focus is where you put your focus. How you spend your energy is how you spend it. Ignorance is no excuse. There's tons of people who do self-limiting or limiting of others. And if you could just see that energy, which you can, you would be bowled over at how much it's like a hot stove negativity. Like as a kid, you might have once touched that red hot iron stove, burned your hand, and you would never do that again. Never. Why would you ever want to touch a hot stove? Well, I'm here to tell you that negativity, negative energy, or yeah, darkness and stuff like that. It's a waste of time. It's a waste. Ego is a waste of life for sure. That's coming from a jinn who's East Asian mysticism, a little petite fellow, elemental if you wish, genie if you wish, but jinn's probably the best way to say it. It's an entire category of loving beings. But when you say this jinn's name, it goes straight to him. And a fine fellow, been around for eons and here to help. So there's a lot of teachers. You'd have to be willing to listen. I think a great way to start is with your own life and the basic questions anyone would have about work, relationships, health, how to have more fun, where to go on vacation. But after a certain point, you realize you really can't have any answers to any questions. And so your spiritual journey gets ramped up even higher and you can have more fun. You can kind of have your cake and eat it too. No calories in that cake. And every cake equals a smile as you begin to share cakes with others. The metaphor doesn't have to make sense. But the point of this is there's a lot more to life, the universe, planet Earth, your own place in it than we're currently appreciating. And I think I'll probably leave it at that spot. I'll put up one more angel and I'll do some pushing of light through the screen to you. And I'll probably tell another dad joke. Here's my guardian angel. And this is Dr. Karen Wyatt's guardian angel. And I think there's a third person who was a guest on the show a month after her in 2024. So we're talking August, September of 2024, who also met this angel back in the 90s when they were working in Manhattan. This is Min, just keep it easy. Min, like Minnesota, Lakota Sioux word for water. And she's oceany, Mother Hawaii, soft-spoken professor with a serious background originally. That's her origin story, but not trying to be too serious here. But if you don't mind the galactic stuff, we're not the only action in the universe. There's many loving beings that absolutely just dwarf our consciousness level, and that's okay. It doesn't mean they're not here to help, and they can help with the most basic stuff. Where am I going for a cup of coffee today? So put your hand out, feel her. If you want to close your eyes and see the ocean, see the beach, see the ocean, see some whales, smell the ocean, hear the wave action, hear the palm fronds, and you want to see her on the beach, see her all the way down the beach. Ask her, what do you need to know in life right now? And if you're already really comfortable with this, let her close the distance and let her put a hand on your shoulder, touch your forehead, touch the top of your head, or just touch your heart if you're really bold. And she'll flow light into you. All of this is about that type of light. There's so many different types of light, but it's all love and above, high frequency, high vibration, healing light. Just get a hug, smell a great aroma. It could be perfume. It could be the smell of food. It could be the smell of hibiscus. It could be the smell of an ocean that's unfamiliar to you, but exciting. And just hear her voice. So I do sessions. People are super shy about this, even after 15 years. I think in any other business, it would have made a bigger splash faster. But I think it's not a reflection on anyone or anything. I just think humans were not keen on paying attention and wanting to take the fastest route from here to here, to be more awareness, to be more love. Welcome to being human. I'm going to go back to thinking in just a moment. You're doing thinking. I don't know anybody who's thought free. I have met a few people who's whoop, Amazon truck, barking dog, not a good mix. Okay, so thinking happens, life happens. My problem is, my situation is this happened to me. A lot of guests love saying, hey, events happen for you. That's what this is all about. You can grab me for an hour. You can grab a group of four people. You're responsible for three others. You all show up at the same time, and I forget the amount of time, but it's the best deal. You can do stuff jointly. So that's joint hearing. Even if it's what is it, four or five, the two of you may be on one Zoom screen, I'm on another Zoom screen, and so on. But you can do joint smelling, joint seeing. It depends how loosey-goosey everybody is, but everybody gets a direct experience. That's what this is about. There's 108 testimonials or more. I lost track. I'm trying to slim up my website a little bit. A lot of stuff is at my website, including books, movies, which I think are fantastic. Angela, Angel-A, and Lucky Partners from the 1940s with Ginger Rogers and Ron Coleman. One of the best, least discovered, if you ask me, guardian angel movies out there. 4 years before It's a Wonderful Life. I love sticking detail there, so you can see movie clips, YouTube movie clips at my website. The very front page really dives into it and explains what's available to you. Literally, spirit guides, Jaguar spirit, medicine man or clever man, Aboriginal from India, figures from India, deities. I mean, all of this should be culturally and physically impossible on planet Earth, but it's not. And so you can, again, meet Mary, Jesus, Buddha, Kuan Yin. It's a direct experience. It blows the brain. And so there's another interesting phenomena that happens is some people are good for two or three appearances on the show, and they can't respond for a while. They got to go through their own expansion. Then, if I'm lucky, they get to talk to me again later. Sometimes it's just people. It's that way. They get what they need, and then you don't get to talk to them again. It's two ships sailing in the night. And so you never know when you get to interact with somebody multiple times. That's super exciting. You never know when just you sending a letter, hey, would you like to be a guest on the show? And they freak out. They're like, there's no way there's galactic figures. There's no way you can have photos of angels. There's no way people can do any of this. And so they react and they judge. So be it. But wait a year, and after they've gone through a medical crisis, a car wreck, not that we're wishing anything on anybody, but life happens. The universe has a way of stepping in and making sure that your fixed reality, your fixed perspective, maybe your fixed misery, your stuckness, your suchness, your non-suchness is opened up because as a kid, you were wide open and one with everything. You were one with all. And then once adulting kicked in and a lot of learning from universities and society and from older adults, they pass certain rigidity to you that actually just limits everything, whether it's healing. Always follow your doctor, maybe not so much these days with everything that's happened in the last 5-10 years. But I stay out of all of the details. So I never see the question. I never see the answer. I have you do a code name, a fruit name. So I don't know what the topic is. So I love that from a legal liability standpoint, but I also love that from a this is your business. You do your own listening. You do your own discovering. You're the one who's getting comfortable. It's like you're already an Olympic swimmer. You're Phelps or Spitz or whoever, and you've already won a lot of golds. You've just forgotten. So this is remembering to remember, if you can remember, when you can remember. I help you ease into the pool, and pretty quickly you're like an otter or a seal or a Navy SEAL or Phelps or Spitz. You're flying high and just plowing along, doing the laps at record times. Um, but there's always more to it than that. You're doing full on seeing, you're reconnecting, you are meeting your own cheerleading squad. You've never been alone. You never will be alone. It's a lot easier to figure this out, unfortunately, after your last breath and you've passed over to the other side. Then you're like, oh, oy vey, why didn't I get going with it earlier? And it's never too late, too. You could be 82 watching this and just start living in the moment now. It doesn't mean going crazy and you have to jump out of an airplane or hang glide. or bungee cord jump, but it's going to feel like that. The scariness. The real journey is from here to here. The real journey is getting off that TV, which is off camera over here, and unplugging from a CNN, a Fox, a MSNBC, and the narrative stuff to being, to cultivating your inner calm, your inner peace. It doesn't mean you don't vote. It doesn't mean you don't pay attention to details, but your reaction level isn't, you're not generating hatred towards others. You take action with no thought. You take action where you need to take action. You can defend yourself in the alleyway if you want. It's all up to you. There's a movie called Peaceful Warrior where even that is handled. Three muggers come along for the wise Mr. Miyagi figure from Karate Kid. It's an adult Karate Kid film, Peaceful Warrior, the movie with Nick Nolte, Amy Smart, Scott Meklowitz. The book, Way of the Peaceful Warrior, has a lot more detail in it. It's a wonderful book. One won't ruin the other, and so you can do either. But the gas station attendant could have taken them all out. He's like a jujitsu expert or something like that. And he chooses not to. He shows kindness. He sees where they're at and he sees what the situation is and he takes a different path. So what the message is of this video is up to you. I just offer angels, galactic figures. They directly, like an invisible corporate governance board, or like your best professors from uni, or your teachers, or your favorite uncle, or your favorite aunt, or your favorite grandmother, or the favorite wise person you wish you could meet. You can meet Einstein. You can meet Carl Jung. Go to my website, a long list of figures there. I'm stretching it to try to remember anybody at this point. And you can listen to them. And they already know all your details. They probably even know the moves you're going to make next. And they can help you. You only have to be willing to pay attention. So think of this more as your situation. You know that one friend, you know when they went through that one time where you could have tried to tell them, and you did try to tell them, hey, maybe you shouldn't go that direction. Maybe you shouldn't do this. You should smoother sailing over here if you go over here. And they didn't listen. That's kind of what this is like, but at a mankind level. And then for you, there's so much help and so much advice. It's really how fast can you write, not automatic writing style. You can stop in mid listening and be like, hey, wait, what? Say that a different way for me. And like, whoa, that's pretty cool. And then you get a laugh. You get interaction as if you're talking to your best friend, your professor. You're actually talking to Einstein. You're actually talking to Plato, who's super clear with insight about your life path and steps to take. You're actually talking and meeting your guardian angel. You're actually meeting your literary team if you're a writer, your muses. There's a gajillion angels. They live in and around you. And so I've tried to stick as much as I could on my YouTube channel. Totally would appreciate it if you could do a little shout out. Couple emojis if you're shy. It makes a difference and it makes my day. I really appreciate it. Michael André Ford in Texas. Check out the book. Check out the photos on the website. Check out the website. Watch the guests. The guests are, everything is your roadmap. Everything is your treasure map. But if you want to get real simple about the treasure map, after a while, you don't need to watch 200 of the shows. You can realize that the treasure map is you. The treasure map is each moment. The treasure map as you go through each moment in life, and all moments can be the same if you really let go and went jiggy with it. But the X on the map, that's here. That's your heart. You're the treasure. And I'm just borrowing from angels. That's in my Listening to Angels book on Amazon. So if you look up Michael André Ford, Michael, easy to remember like Archangel Michael, Andre like the champagne, Ford like the truck or car. Go to Amazon and look up Listening to Angels. It's got a blue cover, two balls of light on there. That's Charlotte and Min as the balls of light, the angels on the cover. Beautiful little book. Your brain, though, will not want to take the steps. It won't want to read it. It's a 15-minute read. It's so easy. It's sophisticated. If anybody out there thinks I wrote it, you're awesome. Anita Moorjani did a review on it, so I'm completely indebted to her and very grateful for that. Big shout out to her. I'd love to have her as a guest by 2027, 2028. And it really helps for setting the tone for you to feel comfortable enough to get out of what you know, long enough to do basic listening. You're not surrendering yourself. You're not joining a cult. You're not joining a culture, a philosophy, a religion, or an organization that then sweeps you away for 2 decades. You're not going to live in Costa Rica. I'm not knocking any of this. This is a lot of the paths that we all choose. But at some point, more growth comes in, and often we even go bigger and broader than where we originally started. It happens. So this is just about more sparkliness, And the galactic component's really coming in strong now. So enjoy all of this. Grab me if you want. And those testimonials give a lot of flavor too. I don't think a lot of people appreciate that. There's video testimonials. You can really pick up on the vibe and what they've experienced. Some people share some incredible details. The show guests, that's what I was trying to remember. The show guests, you can tell on a curve. There's a few show guests, again, they've not taken any steps, even off camera. Most guests, though, have. Most guests at least let me blow sage off camera, on camera, show some light, put up one angel. So appreciate that and realize that every single one of these guests, who are all, almost all established and very successful. I think success is just being here, allowing, following your unique life path, and really loving what you do. They're all successful to some degree or another. And yet, what's incredible about it is the human dynamic. Everyone is still on that Odyssey or Homer epic journey, the Iliad, Aeneas, I can't pronounce anything. They're all that inner fearless, peaceful warrior. That's all of us. And so don't worry about where you tripped up. Don't worry about failures. Don't worry about accomplishments. Don't worry about being stuck. The suchness of this all is just love. It never went away. It's a constant. You just have to. It's Soul Surfer. Bethany Hamilton has her arm bit off, and she spends a good portion of the book or the movie worried about it all. And then at some point, it dawns on her she really hasn't changed. Nothing's changed. What do I do next? She asked her mom. And her mom's just basically the message equivalent message was love and do what you will. St. Augustine, a little bit. So the message here is there's more love to be had. There's more sparkle to be had. There's more singing in the kitchen to yourself for absolutely no reason whatsoever. There's more tea time with yourself. But if you want to have angels knock on the back door, you've really let go. You can have angels come in as full humans and sit with you and have tea. Dr. Karen Wyatt got to have a half an hour with her guardian angel, my guardian angel too. 80,000 of us have her. Full-on human, 30 minutes on Redondo Beach. But the rub on this is what will you allow for? And let me give one more rub. You can be happy now in this very moment for no reason whatsoever. So be happy. Take care.